People say it is difficult to have peace of mind. Do you feel peaceful? Do you feel peaceful?
Yes.
It is so easy. It only takes a few minutes. The peace does not grow on trees. It is not rained down from clouds. It does not come to you from somebody else. When you meditate, where you go inside you, there's a lake of peace. Fill your pails of breath with that peace and let it flow. And then that peace will flow to others. You are responsible for world peace. Let world peace begin from your mind. And this is the way that you have experienced. Every day take some time for half an hour or 1 hour to sit in meditation. 2 or 3 minutes of breath awareness with your prayer word will be enough to bring you peace. Do you have 2 or 3 minutes somewhere in the day? When you are standing on the curbside waiting for a car, what do you do at that time? Go back to your own peace. If you have a lake or a river outside your house, you look out of the window every now and then, many times in the day. Are you going to ask me, I have a lake outside my house, how many times shall I look out of my window to that lake? Or how many minutes should I look? Am I going to give you rules for that? No. So you have a lake inside you. Every time you go into meditation, you go to the shores of that lake of peace. How many times should I sit every day? Or how long should I sit? Or how many minutes should I have peace of mind? What kind of a question is that? There is much discussion about the correct method. My guru taught me 40 different ways of breath awareness. Which one shall I practice? Which is the correct one? All of them help me to go to the reservoir of my peace. Jesus Christ, Yeshu, did not teach only one thing. He taught different things to his disciples. Those records are available in some of the manuscripts that have been found during the last century. If you read the 4 Gospels of the Bible, you find 4 different styles. Is the style of Matthew correct style, or is the style of John correct style? Which one is the real Yeshu? The Buddha taught different ways to different disciples. Then after the Buddha left his body, the disciples started quarreling with each other. No, the one he taught me is the correct one. You are wrong. Now, the monks here and in Myanmar sometimes take their very close disciples to a shmashana, to a burial ground, and teach them to meditate on the impermanence of the body. They teach them sometimes to concentrate, imagining 32 different parts of the body. So one disciple came The Buddha had two chief disciples who were older than him in the body. Sariputta Upadissa and Mahamoggallana. You may have heard the name. Okay. So I do not remember which one received that disciple. I think it was Sariputta. And as he was teaching according to the Buddha, Sariputta taught this disciple to start concentrating on observing his lung, his liver, his bones, and so on. Poor man sat there for 6 months trying to visualize each one of the internal organs, and he never managed. Now some other teacher would have said, "You are no good, go away from the monastery." But Sariputta did not do that. He took the disciple to the Buddha. The Buddha saw them coming and knew what the problem was. And he said to Sariputta, "Sariputta, for the last 500 incarnations, for the last 500 births, this man has been a jeweler. He only deals with gems and gold and silver. He knows to create beauty. And now you want him to concentrate on the ugliness of the different parts of the body. How is he going to do that?" So he held the disciple by the hand and said, "Come, I will guide you." And he took him to the most pleasant, airy, sunlit cottage. He said, "This beautiful place you like?" He said, "Yes, yes, yes." He said, "Okay, this is your cottage." And it is a long story, we don't have time. If I start telling you stories, we will be sitting here until tomorrow. So the masters teach the path for each person. After the master leaves the body, they start quarreling. No, the path of samatha is right. No, the path of panya is right. Someone is more suited to do more of samatha, a little less of panya at the moment. Someone is more suited to do the path of panya and a little less of samatha at this moment. But later they will progress. And as I have shown you from the teachings, that the paths will merge together. I am a Christian, how can I be a yogi? I am a Buddhist, can I practice yoga? I am an atheist, what good is yoga for me? None of those questions, all right? None. Whatever you can practice. Basic path, everybody breathes. Do Buddhists breathe more and the Christians breathe less? The Christians breathe, Buddhists breathe, atheists breathe. So we give you the common path and you follow that. I know you should have questions and answers, so I will not take more of your time. Okay. I invite you to come to our ashram in India. Time? Questions? They have questions.
A question for you, Swami.
Still the people want to have questions.
All right, so they're telling me people want to hear the rest of the story. So, the masters have a habit. There's a word in Pali literature, chankramana. Chankramana is when the masters or the disciples go for a walk. So, the masters have a habit that sometimes they take their special disciples for a walk with them. Now, my master was such a magnetic person that if you saw him walking, you will just start following. I said, no, you go do your work. You don't want to go, you don't want to leave him. Such a magnet he was. And sometimes during that walk, they pass on the secrets to the disciple. So the Buddha took this jeweler disciple for a walk with him. 1 day, 2 days. Now you live on this world. But the masters have many worlds. The Buddhas have many worlds. Yeshu has many worlds. Sometimes when they seem to be walking on this earth, they are walking somewhere in a subtler world of light. Okay? So the Buddha takes the disciple for a walk, and in the process of the walk, his consciousness changes, because in the presence of a master, lot of times your consciousness changes, because they give a drop of their consciousness to you. One form of that drop of consciousness is also the mantra. But in this case, the disciple went for a walk with the master, and the master took him in his consciousness to a celestial lake, a heavenly lake. And there were beautiful lotus flowers. And the disciple stood there looking, because he is used to looking at beauty. He cannot imagine ugliness. Okay? So he's standing there looking at those beautiful lotus flowers. And the Buddha says, "You like them?" And the disciple says, "Yes, I've never seen such beauty before." Say, "All right, pick one lotus." And the disciple cannot decide which one. Each one he looks at is more beautiful than the other. And Buddha says, pick any one. So the disciple picks one lotus. Say, "All right, let us go back." So he goes back with the Buddha. And Buddha said, "Now, sit down, look at this lotus and concentrate on it. You don't need to concentrate on the ugliness of the shape of the liver and the blood flow inside you. This is your path. So just sit and concentrate looking at this lotus." He did something very similar with another lady named Rupananda. That's a different story. Okay. So the disciple sat. Normally, a lotus sitting in front of you will take many days to get rotten. But the masters have control over the forces of time. My master played some time tricks on me. That's another story. Come back to my ashram. I said, "Come back, as though you have been there." Because some of you have been there before. No, I don't mean in this body. Many of you are here because we have been together before. So anyway, so the disciple sat concentrating on the lotus, and right in front of his eyes, very soon the one petal drops, and another petal drops, and another petal drops. Little by little, all the petals drop, only a stem is left. Very quickly, in a course of time, short course of time, and soon the petals rot in a few minutes right in front of his eyes, and soon there is a rotten petal. And by that, the disciple knew that even the most beautiful things of the world are anicca, anitya, non-eternal, impermanent. So he took the jeweler through the path of beauty to realize the impermanence of the body. There is a book called Theragatha, and there is a book called Theri Gatha. These are all in the Khuddaka Nikaya of the Tipitakas, the songs of the elders. Theragatha, songs of the male elders of the Sangha, and Therigatha, the songs of the nuns. And in these songs, the nuns have spoken of what made them dispassionate to go on the path of becoming a nun. So the Buddha initiated his son, his wife, everyone he made a monk. All his cousins became monks and nuns. And there was in the family one lady, her name was Rupananda. Rupananda means someone who rejoices in her beauty. So she was so proud of her beauty. So she resisted Buddha's call to become a nun. So beautiful. Why do I have to shave my head and beg in the street? But there came a time when she said to herself, well, all the family members are gone. I am alone. What will I do here in this big palace alone by myself? Well, let me go become a nun. So she took the initiation. All the monks and nuns go to listen to the Buddha's teaching. She does not go. I'm not going. Because he says there is nothing to human beauty. So beautiful, I feel hurt. I'm not going. But how long can you stay away from a master? If he wants you, sooner or later you will go. And when you decide to go, you will not have a financial problem. This I can promise. Your money will come. That is the way of the masters. Okay? So one day she goes to the Sangha teaching and sits down in a corner and looking at the Buddha. And the Buddha did not say anything about beauty that day. He says, well, he's not so bad. It's a good teaching. I don't want to waste my youth and beauty. So the Buddha has the power and he creates a beautiful young woman of 16 years old who is standing behind the Buddha fanning him. Because India is a very hot country, hotter than Bangkok, and many times when the teachers and masters and swamis and monks teach, the disciples stand behind fanning. They have these big fans for them. So Rupananda sees that there is this 16-year-old. Where did he get her from? I was the most beautiful. But she is more beautiful than me. And Buddha is the master of time. The girl must be about 16. Rupananda says, the girl must be about 16. Such a young devotee. I hope he does not make her waste her youth and beauty. But she does not know what is coming. A few minutes later, she says, no, she is more like 18. So she is seeing this 18-year-old. A few minutes pass. Something wrong with my eyes. Says, she must be at least 20. So right in front of her eyes, at few minutes intervals, she becomes 16, she becomes 18, she becomes 20. My God, she looks more like 26. What? There's a 38-year-old woman there.
ตอนนี้38แล้วครับได้ยินที
My God, what is happening? She
เกิดอะไร
must
ขึ้
be
น
at
กัน
least
เนี่ย
45. No, she is 50. What's going on? So right in front of Rupananda's eyes, the young woman of such extreme beauty became an old woman of 60, 70, 80, crumbling down, falling down, becoming a corpse, without saying a word condemning beauty. The Buddha taught Rupananda this lesson. If you look at the passage of time, you see how impermanent this body is.
ที่ไม่ได้
So
ทำ
the masters have different ways of teaching different disciples.
ต่าง
So
กัน
don't quarrel among yourself, this path or this path. Take to the middle path and concentrate on your breath. All right? Do it again and again and again. Okay. I was going to read to you from one of the most important meditation texts, but another time.
ตอนแรกก็ว่าท่าน
There will not be another time because this is my last year of teaching. Then I'll teach in silence. And these advanced teachers will teach you in words and I will teach you in silence. If you are meant to come to my ashram, you will come. I pray to all the Buddhas to bless you. I pray to all the prophets to bless you. I pray to Yeshu to bless you. I pray to all the rishis to bless you. I pray to all the gurus and to my guru to bless you. And I have no way of thanking the whole team of young men and young women who have organized this program. Has it been satisfying for you? Yes. Yes. So you should do it more often. You should do 2 days or 3 days of silence retreat and create a group among yourselves that meets for meditation. All right? And the blessing of the masters will always come to you.
Swamiji, I have a question. When one practice meditation, that person actually achieve some state of stillness. They may achieve state of stillness, but how can we develop that beyond that point that you achieve what they call spontaneous happiness?
When people practice meditation, the question is, when people practice meditation, they come to stillness.
ปัญหาของ
How
ผู้
can we take that stillness beyond and go to happiness?
ความสุข
Some people feel stillness first and happiness after. Some people feel happiness first and stillness after. It depends on the sankhara of your subtle body. People are not alike. Now, when you practice meditation,
เมื่อเราฝึกสมา
and
ธิ
stillness comes to you, who gives you that stillness? Somebody comes with a bowl and hands you, here is your stillness. From where does it come? The same place from which stillness has come, from the same place happiness will come. It will come by itself. All right? You do not make an effort for it. There is no method, there is no technique. Just deepen the meditation, prolong the meditation. When I say prolong the meditation, it does not mean that if you have been sitting 3 minutes, you should sit for 30 minutes. In those 3 minutes, you can accomplish what others would accomplish in 30 minutes. Point is remaining uninterrupted in your thought, in your flow. Can you stay uninterrupted without any distraction in the mind for 1 minute? Extend that to 2 minutes. Extend that to 3 minutes. Okay? within the same amount of sitting, you can have a longer, uninterrupted periods,
จิตเรา
and your depth will grow. Feeling of relaxation will come by itself. The feeling of piti or Sanskrit priti, feeling of pleasantness will come. Feeling of pramoda,
ความ
joyfulness
รู้สึก
will
ปราโม
come.
ทย์นะครับ
In the breathing practice, the text I was going to read to you from speaks of 16 levels that happen in the breathing practice. All right? So they happen by themselves. You drive from here to Chiang Mai. You go halfway and then you phone the police. My vehicle has brought me this halfway.
ได้นำ
I'm
จะมา
going
ครึ่
to
งทาง
Chiang Mai. Now how do I drive from here to Chiang Mai?
ไม่
Do
จะ
I
ขับยังไง
change my driving technique?
จุด
The
หมาย
same road and same vehicle that brought you to halfway village will
ถนน
take
เส้น
you
นั้น
to
แหละค
Chiang
รับ
Mai. All right? So keep going.
ต้องฝึกป
Do
ฏิบั
the
ติต่อไป
same thing. Again and again and
Sam-sam.
again. Ayam
Sam-sam.
bhikkhavo bhikkhave anapana sati samadhi bhavito, cultivated. Bahuli kato, done many times. Santo cheva panito cha, with pacified mind and with fullness of concentration. Asechanako, without mixing anything else with it. Sukho cha viharo, like a sense of deep comfort. Okay. So one word in there is bahuli kato, done many times. Okay, one more question. What is mantra initiation? The drop
หยด
of divine consciousness that a more advanced meditator puts into the mind of a less advanced meditator
ใน
in
จิต
the form of a word, in the form of a sound vibration.
นะครับ
And that mantra initiation does not come from me, it comes from the masters. I have passed on that authority to 12 or 15 people. Some of them have been meditating for the last 12, 15 years. I'm sorry, some of them have been meditating with me and with my master for the last 41 years.
แล้ว
Swami Veda Bharati, Dr. Stoma Parker, they are all authorized to give mantra initiations. So you can receive the mantra in the tradition from anyone. And remember that it is not the individual initiator who is giving the mantra. The whole lineage of the rishis is giving the mantra through them. All
เป็น
right?
จะ initiate ได้
Enough.